mine, um, more than 10, who I've just been blessed to see them go from one of them homeless high school dropout to a national motivational speaker all over the country, empowering people. Um, Story after story, just as I went through college and moved through different places, I would just bump into these individuals. I would volunteer in their organizations and learn from what they do, and then they would give us access to empower others with their story. All right.
Mm-hmm.
So, um, the focus of our organization is something called dropout prevention. All right. We have these young people who go to high school, and there was a study that came out some years ago about a forgotten middle. All right, so in middle school, something happens somewhere around fifth grade, sixth grade. The curriculum gets a little bit tougher, and kids start slowly but slowly falling behind. And then sometimes when our educational system usually, when they kind of encourage kids to go real look very hard at college, it usually happens around 11th, 12th grade. But the study was saying that if you don't get these kids that are slowly falling behind by the seventh grade, the eighth grade, by the time you get to ninth grade, and they're so far, they're 3 and 4 levels behind in reading and math, that they ended up dropping out.
11th and 12th grade seems a little late.
It's too late.
Yeah.
It's too late. And so, one of the number one indicators for crime, 85% of those who drop out go to prison. Um, um, and then it's the economic stimulus piece along with them graduating. Because $12,000 a year annually goes back into the local economy for each high school graduate that completes. They make $12,000 a year more. So, what we do is we these individuals who share their story with us, um, we've learned that it's about access. Most people who are in the situation that we see in all around the country, they just don't have access to individuals who can show them how to go from point A to point B. I'm in a real tough situation. I'm missing generationally financial literacy and different principles. So we've kind of collected those resources, and then we have a kitchen sink approach to targeting families, households, and communities where these children are. And that's why we go to the community. Whenever we come here, we come to a community center, and we make sure the community center knows that we're in the area and our programs are here. We're not competing with the AAU. We're not competing with the high schools. We are looking for the families and the children who are falling in the cracks. And because we are in Orlando, we're in Haines City, we're in Point Siena, we're in Kissimmee already. But now, because of the grants, we're gonna be working here in the area. So we wanted to stop by, just let you know that um, the Grams will be providing. We also we're opening up a store. We're opening up an actual retail store, a wholesale urban clothes, pants, jeans, shorts, t-shirts. So we use tangible resources that we have to give individuals access to it, and then we teach them financial literacy principles. We open up opportunities for others in the area and the community to work with them and learn the same financial literacy principles. We provide them with a 5-year business plan. I finished my master's and bachelor's in business. So every resource pretty much that I have, we thrown into the program. Then we use athletics, basketball, football, volleyball for young ladies and all of that. We've seen, especially in Chicago, sometimes there are young people who have dropped out or are on the verge of dropping out, but they're not really tight with coaches. Their parents can't afford to put them in AAU. Phenomenal athletes, love sports, but just don't love school. You know what I'm saying? So when we put up we have these flyers that we do for 3-on-3 tournaments and stuff. So we'll do just a basic 3-on-3 tournament, and they'll fill the gym up. They'll come out and compete, and we will do future tournaments off of the 3-on-3 tournaments. The next thing you know, they're in our program. They come in every day. Then we'll use a community center like this to do after school programs. So we use athletics to get them in, and then we give them skills, life skills and development, and encourage, don't drop out. Whatever you do, we have mentors who will mentor, we have professionals that we partner with in the community to have them mentor and shadow, and we find out what they're passionate about, what field they would like to go into. And as long as they keep going to school, as long as they stay in and drop out, we show up every week. We sometimes we get with community centers and we'll offer the parents maybe one night a week or twice a month to come in, and the parents, like in Orlando, Florida, we have a facility at Mount Sinai. It's a Seventh-day Adventist school, but they have an educational complex that has a computer lab. So we bring them in, teach them the basic resume building, anything that they need to know about just the basics, and then we have the advanced level. I also went to Full Sail University. All right, so I have individuals who teach digital design, film, editing, recording, and so we kind of, like I said, we throw the kitchen sink at it. So when we were working with the community rec center in Paramore, one of the toughest neighborhoods in Orlando, Miss Tony Shin was the director there, and she just wanted to create like a teen shack where kids could come up off the street and just have a place at the community center where they could just come and just let their hair down. So we said, okay, we have some resources here with the school, so we designed a business plan for them to build a studio where they could learn film and editing and all of that there in their teen shack. So these are kind of some of the things that we do just to enhance the resources of the community. So I just wanted to just briefly introduce myself. Kind of trying to train my son on exactly how we got everything up and running so he could see it from start to scratch. And when we work with the Grams here, we always start out with nothing, which we have right now, and we just build. Of course, it's long term. Of course, it's a relationship. So that's
when you're talking about the studio in Orlando, you guys helped build and fund that?
Well, she had already, her community center was right next to the Amway Center, so Dwight Howard was already contributing to her Teen Shack idea. So he gave them $25,000, but she didn't have the ability to create what she had in mind for the kids. And so I kind of pulled the team together to design it, everything. And so no, we didn't raise the funds.
It's interesting because we have a couple of things going on in the city right now. The commission has already approved and is in the process of building a resource center. It's a little bit more geared towards the adult resources, but it's not far from here. It's right on 468, just out the road here.
Wonderful.
Marcus is a recreation supervisor. He's off today. He worked all weekend, but he's off today. And he and I have come up with a plan for a teen center. And it would actually be built onto the edge of the front of this building here.
Wow.
We are in the most infant of infant stages in that, but it's the idea that we have presented to our city manager. A couple of commissioners are aware of it. long ways to go with it.
Yeah,
but
absolutely.
it's one of those things. It's a blip on the radar right now. So
I would love to be around, and wherever I can contribute, I would love to contribute.
the most interesting part of what all of it's interesting, but everything that you just talked about is everything that we've talked about having in that facility that we have, that we're in our mind or developing.
It works.
And the resource center has a lot of those components, and the thing we've talked about internally is that our goal would be to get people before they'd have to go to the adult resource center.
Absolutely.
Get them before they go there.
Absolutely.
So I think we should definitely exchange some information.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
And then I have a guy that I think you should call.
Okay.
His name's Ken Thomas.
Yes.
He's the housing and development director for the city.
Okay.
But he is the one that has spearheaded that resource center.
Yes, I would love to.
But the things that you talked about with financial planning,
Yes.
they are even pushing, and I believe they got it passed to get a kitchen in there to teach like culinary skills, just different types of things that computer lab, all the stuff that you had talked about. I think the studio idea is an amazing idea. One of the things we've talked about doing here before we get that facility built, or if we get the facility built, is we have a TV station.
Okay.
It's called Lakefront TV.
Wow.
And so we thought we've been working with them to get a
These are the areas that we focus on in the with the studio, with the film and all that. It would be marriage made.
Because we've talked about getting getting a show where it's like kids running the cameras, kids in front of the microphone,
Exactly.
kids in the editing,
Exactly.
Just get like kind of a
Exactly.
all sides of all sides.
This is perfect timing.
But again, I got it. We are in the most infant of infant stages of this. It's one of those things in the last 6 months we really started talking about and looking at.
That is unbelievable that you say that, because we took a team of kids from Huntsville, Alabama to the Rose Bowl, Pasadena Rose Bowl, all right? And another mentor of mine, his name is Mr. Leon Burnett. He had a brainchild of digital storytelling, all right? So he had a connection with the lady who organizes the Rose Bowl every year. So he got the college students and the high school students to go. They got to interview Lynn Swan. They got to, it was behind us, the whole pageantry, everything, all of the Hall of Fame Rose Bowlers that came. They had unlimited access to it. So they went, they filmed the whole documentary, they got the interview, they did the editing. And his whole program is just to teach, because everybody doesn't want to play sports. Right? You know, you have kids that are just interested in arts or interested in production. And I'm just telling you, we offer that as well. They did a phenomenal job. Once we talk further, I'll send you some of the information. But I would love to support you in anything you do around here. We are definitely here for the long haul. We love the Grams today. So this is what we do. Okay.
Let me get Mike Pardon, and I got to look up Ken's phone number real quick,
Perfect.
and then I think he'd be